Imagine Europe as an airplane with two powerful engines. One is the German economy, the other is the French economy. Yes, there are other major economies like Italy and Spain, but for decades, the stability of the Eurozone has largely rested on these two core pillars. When either of these engines begins to falter, the entire continent feels the turbulence. Right now, both are facing serious challenges, and these issues are sending shockwaves through global markets. Let's start with Germany. The world's foremost industrial powerhouse in Europe is technically in recession. After contracting last year, it's expected to shrink again this year, an unsettling trend for the economic heart of the EU. Germany's GDP fell around 3% previously, and forecasts suggest a further 2% decline. This isn't just a statistic, it's visible in the struggles of the country's iconic corporations. Volkswagen, for the first time in its history, plans to close a factory in Germany. And it's not just VW. BMW, Mercedes, ThyssenKrupp, BASF, these industrial giants have all faced declining revenues and profits. The reasons are complex and interlinked. The Russia-Ukraine war triggered a dramatic spike in energy costs, particularly natural gas. Combined with sanctions on Russia and Europe's inability to keep pace in the global tech race against the United States and China, Germany's once unmatched industrial engine is losing momentum. Now, let's move on to the other engine, France. The past few weeks have brought a political crisis that only amplifies the country's underlying economic troubles. President Macron's appointed technocratic government failed to pass its 2025 budget through Parliament. This budget included harsh austerity measures, new taxes, and cuts in social benefits. Painful, but in theory, necessary steps to rein in a soaring budget deficit. France's deficit has long surpassed the EU's Maastricht criteria of 3% of GDP. It's been hovering around 6% and at times has threatened to climb even higher. The plan was to reduce the deficit to 5% by 2025 and then gradually bring it down to 3% by 2029. But members of both the left and the right in Parliament refused to support these measures. Without a confidence vote, the government fell, something that hasn't happened in France for 6 decades. This political instability had immediate economic repercussions. French government bonds suddenly found themselves yielding returns comparable to those of Greek bonds, hardly a vote of confidence considering Greece's well-documented financial struggles in the past. The credit rating agencies are now watching closely, and many have already placed France's outlook on negative watch. A rating downgrade in the near future is a real possibility. So could France be pushed to the brink, even to the point of a moratorium or a technical default, something we've seen in emerging markets or struggling economies in recent history? For now, such a scenario remains unlikely. France's domestic financial markets are deep enough that the country can tap into internal capital for the short term. And if that fails, there's always the safety net of the European Union, just as Germany once stepped in to assist Greece during its darkest hours. But here's the catch. Germany itself is not in the strong position it once was. It's no longer the untouchable giant that can single-handedly rescue a neighbor's economy. If Germany and France, the two engines of Europe, are both in trouble, the entire structure feels shaky. This uncertainty is already reflected in the euro's weakness against the US dollar. The euro, which once comfortably traded at around $1.50, has slipped close to $1.05. American banks and analysts have long warned that if the US pursues certain trade policies and Europe's problems persist, the euro could even reach parity with the dollar. In short, these next weeks and months are critical. How France resolves its political deadlock and budgetary woes, how Germany finds a path out of recession, and how Europe tackles the challenges of energy costs and technological lag will shape not only Europe's future, but also influence global financial markets. With the two main engines of the European airplane struggling, the stakes are incredibly high, and the world is watching to see if Europe can pull itself out of this economic and political turbulence. What do you think? How will these issues shape Europe's future? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoy economic analyses like this, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Take care and stay empowered with knowledge.